We're all taught to just be nice. But what if that simple advice is actually a trap? What if being the nice one is the very thing holding you back at work and in your life? Well, today we're going to dig into the hidden and, let's be honest, kind of dark psychology behind people pleasing. Seriously, think about it for a second. In your office, in your friend group, you've probably seen this, right? That one person who bends over backward for absolutely everyone, who never ever says no. Why is it that they so often get overlooked or even just taken for granted? As we're about to find out, this is no accident. And this leads us right into what we're calling the too nice trap. It's this pattern of behavior that looks and feels really positive on the surface, but it's hiding some seriously damaging consequences just underneath. So let's be super clear about what we're talking about here. This is not about genuine kindness. People-pleasing is a very specific thing. It's a behavioral pattern, and it's driven by this intense need for approval, a need that's so strong you end up sacrificing your own well-being just to get it. And it is such an easy trap to fall into, isn't it? You tell yourself you're just being helpful, or you're keeping the peace. You're being a good friend, a good team player. You see it as a virtue. But the real motivation hiding underneath, that's what we need to look at. And this brings us to the absolute core of it all, the psychology of appeasement. This is where we uncover the real reason behind that constant, overwhelming drive to just be nice. Okay, so here's the big reveal. The fundamental reason for people-pleasing, for being too nice, it has almost nothing to do with a genuine, selfless desire to help other people. And there it is. It's a defense mechanism. The core driver isn't a pull towards kindness. It's a push away from something you're afraid of. Things like conflict, rejection, or even just the idea of someone being unhappy with you. It's really about managing your own anxiety. This really lays out what's going on. What people see, the niceness, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Below the surface, you've got the hidden drivers. That anxiety over conflict, the fear of rejection, the constant need for someone else to tell you you're okay. And at the very bottom, at the absolute core of it all, is this deeply held belief that your needs just don't matter as much as everyone else's. And this is such an important distinction. Genuine kindness is a choice you make from a place of strength. You help because you want to, not because you're terrified of what might happen if you don't. But that people-pleasing niceness, that's not a choice at all. It's a compulsion. It's an act of self-preservation that comes from a place of fear and insecurity. So how does this whole internal psychological thing lead to an external consequence like losing respect? Well, that brings us to what's called the hierarchy paradox. See, every social group, whether it's the office or your own family, it has an unspoken hierarchy. And this is the brutal truth of social dynamics. When you are constantly appeasing other people, you are non-verbally communicating that your own needs, your opinions, and your time are less valuable than theirs. It's an ancient survival instinct, right? Appease the stronger members of the tribe so you don't get cast out. But in our modern world, it backfires, big time. Let's just walk through exactly how this happens, step by step. First, you signal weakness. By never pushing back, you're basically telling everyone, hey, I'm not a threat. Step 2, your boundaries just erode. Your no becomes a maybe, and your time is treated like it's infinite. And that leads right to step 3. You start to invite exploitation. People learn pretty quickly that they can take advantage of you without any consequences. And the final result of all that? You lose standing. You get subconsciously moved down the social ladder. So, what is the ultimate price you pay for all this? What is the true cost of being too nice? This is the trade-off you're making, whether you realize it or not. In the short term, you get this illusion of safety because you avoided an awkward conversation or potential conflict. But the long-term reality is that you are actively teaching people not to respect you. You trade temporary comfort for chronic disrespect. And that's the ultimate tragedy of this whole thing. The very security you are desperately trying to get by pleasing everyone is the one thing you can never get this way. Instead, you just slowly chip away at your own identity, your own needs, and your own self-worth until there's not much left. So I'm going to leave you with this one question to really think about. If you decided, right now, today, to stop appeasing everyone, to start actually prioritizing your own boundaries and your own needs, what are you truly afraid might happen? Because answering that question, that is the first real step toward breaking this cycle. The way out isn't about being less kind. It's about being more honest,